Hey guys, it's Tarkin coming at you with another game of Hardcore Minecraft. We return, as we always do, to our happy little house with our happy little crime family. We're gonna mend up real quick and then just get to achieving some goals, which are manifold. We're gonna plant some wheat. We're gonna make some bricks. It's gonna be a whole thing. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be super excellent. We're gonna clean out this shulker a little bit. Mr. Pump, I presume. We're not gonna do nothing but inventory management, but we're just gonna clean it out a little bit. Are we? I mean, it's not really necessary to do it all, but we shall. We'll push some dirt in this is a chest, and then, you know, throw some other stuff in similarly appropriate chests. Mr. Pump pushes us out of the way, as is his wont. And yeah, we just need to mend up. We just need to go get some stuff. We're gonna go and do that. We've got mud boxes right here. Yeah, so we'll just go and get more of that whenever it becomes practicable. We've got Zounds of seeds down here, so we're just gonna go and do some of that. You know, my favorite thing to do in Minecraft is the same thing over and over, and fortunately we were able to do that. What I like to do is talk to myself while I fly over my lands before going to the field of 1,000 cows. It's really just like 200 here, right? Yeah. But the tools must mend. We'll fight through the night. We need to grab some arrows. Yeah. We'll just go buy some real quick. Before the Fletcher goes to bed. They can be found out here. And that'll be good for a night. I definitely have some somewhere else, but you know, arrows, due to their nature, are transitory things, and you can always excuse spending some emeralds, which are worthless, on some arrows, which, you know, could be anything. Man, it's just really trying to get me. But I guess my setup is bad for my hotbar. Because, like, if I want to have my tools, but then I also want to have the elytra and the rockets there for easy use, and I need food, and I need to have my totem ready because my offhand's full, then, you know, the solution's just to take out, like, the axe, which I'm not going to need. Which is what I did there, but, you know. It'd be better to come to that solution immediately. And we'll just mend some pigs up. And before long, all of our stuff will be better again. Just in time to fight for the night. No, it's really just the elytra that's not in good shape. The armor never gets significantly degraded, just because, I mean, the only time the armor is going to be taking a lot of hits, I mean, you're going to be around mobs, right? So it's sort of a self-cleaning cycle. It's just like how my sword's never going to get too low. Fortunately, fortune plus carrots gets you an absolute ton of carrots. So soon enough we will have 1/2 of an absolute ton of pigs. Since, of course, each absolute ton of carrots only leads to half that many pigs happening. We need to... I'm like, yeah, we're in that corner. It's not safe. So if you get into a little corner like that, they can use their momentum against you. Like this is actually a little sketchy just because of Cram, but it's not so bad because we can still move, right? We can still push through them. But we'll probably just make the pin a little bit bigger now. There's no reason to delay it over much. As soon as our carrot is gone, it'll be fine, right? They'll go back to milling about. It's not that many. There's only 750 total entities here, and that's between the pigs and the cows and all that. But you know, 39 of the raw pork chops belie the safety of the operation. Grab some wood. Not from our spruce trees. After all, there's only a couple of them. And of course, me being me, no matter how many trees I cut down, it never matters. Because I just put the wood into a box somewhere and then have to cut down some more later. But that's okay. I do have a plan to replant this hill with different kinds of trees. We'll see how that works. Yes, we certainly shall. And now back to the most important thing we do, planting a whole bunch of wheat that we're not actually going to farm. Because, after all, life is about finding meaning. And if you're very strange, you should embrace it. Probably. Probably. Also, it'll look very nice. I think we can all agree that it'll look very excellent. After all, it's just a little island. It's not like it'll turn into something strange and monstrous in the future. That would never, ever happen. But really, you know, the hardcore world needs a little bit of wheat. Obviously, it's not going to be as much as the other one. I mean, you gotta have some sense of proportion. You don't. No one does have to have a sense of proportion. Least of all me, a person who I require very little of. But sometimes you just have too many wheat seeds. I know I do. And when that happens, the only thing to do is plant them. You might be saying, couldn't you turn them into, like, bone meal or feed them to birds or... Yeah, well, get out of my face. The only thing to do is plant them. I think we will leave these flowers, though. I mean, they are quite nice, aren't they? Not least because, you know, it's basically the only place on the island that gets a big old burst of them. Unless there were some over there and I knocked them down, which absolutely could have happened. Look, they don't call me Tarkin the Careful. They should have a name for me that's a total lie. That would be great. It's just what we need. All right. And then we will make some chests, and in grand tradition, put stuff into them. Stuff like eggs and oak saplings and slightly extra wood, but most especially stuff like seeds. We're going to take some seeds in case we go to Garuda. We'll want some with us. Anyway, not important. What is important is that we get set up for battle here soon. We're just going to zoom on over and have a little creeper catastrophe. A little rumble in the plains, after all. That gunpowder is not going to reach arbitrarily large numbers by itself. So, time to work. Clean. Nice, don't move. Oh man, that knockback really pushed him further than I thought, and that's bad. I knew the zombie was there. Oh yeah, still got it, baby. Still absolutely got it. Invisible speed ray. I sort of hoped we would find a creeper by jerking our head around wildly. It was not to be. It's okay. I think there's some gunpowder over here, maybe, to pick up. Ah, another creeper. Magnific. There's like a bunch of creepers there, which is good. Very good indeed. Whoops. There we go. Much better. This is actually going to be quite a nice gunpowder night, I think. I don't want to count our explosives before they're tallied. That's a phrase. People say that. It's like a normal thing. But I think we should end up with a pretty good amount of gunpowder as a result of this, which is exciting. You know, you can never have enough. You can also apparently never make your shots. There we go, much better. The thing about archery is if you wait to see if the shot hits, like, that's already not very fancy. So you have to line the shot up again if you miss. We got an Enderman over there. Worth fighting? I mean, not really. Probably not. But, you know, why not just pick up some 3 Ender Pearls? We can add them to our collection. They will make a fine addition. The spider with the steel chair. Really taking advantage of my clumsiness and bad play. Say in your hardcore world you built a creeper farm in a drained ocean monument. Gets you a lot of gunpowder. You know, I have never built a creeper farm. I have vaguely heard of them. I don't really know how they work. I don't really build farms like other people do. That creeper fell right there. Yep. Silly little guy. But, you know, everyone plays differently. I do want to drain an ocean monument, though. I drained like half of one on my survival world. But I just gotta, like, work on some theory. I've only been playing Minecraft for like a year, so there's a bunch of stuff I don't know how to do. And I also don't look up anything, so there's a lot of stuff I don't know how to do. And we're going like a normal mob spawner, except we put trapdoors on the ceiling so only creepers could spawn. See, I understand all those words, but not what they mean. The only mob spawner I know involves like the little fiery cage thing that literally spawns them. Hey Natasha, how are you? Good morning. Yeah, we already got 29 gunpowders. Very nice. Good little night. I think I was hitting them with my elytra, which is not ideal, but, you know, isn't the end of the world either. Alright. Never engage a creeper in melee, you're not good. I forget the prime directive. Like, why did I bother picking up all these arrows at the merchant if I was going to go and ruin a whole creeper worth of gunpowder by punching it in the face with a sword? Hey Snorzy, how are you? Somebody drowned. That's alright. You know, they were already a zombie, so it's not like... Look, you don't have to write a letter to the zombie's family. They already got the zombie letter. But it looks like that'll be the end of that creeper extravaganza. At least until another night happens. Whenever that may be. Alright, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Look, I can stop planting wheat anytime I want to, I just don't want to. But after just a little bit more of wheat seed planting, because after all, we do have too many seeds, and wouldn't it be nice if they were doing something more productive, like being wheat? I think so. And although in a very real sense, the seed too is wheat, it's not what I'm talking about whenever I talk about having a lot of wheat. Which, of course, I'll never have a lot of wheat here, but, you know, we could have a little bit. Just like a nice little island and a couple reasonable farms, like a gentleman. And we can leave our lot of wheat for our different world. Yeah, just a little bit of wheat, just for decoration. Basically, the only time in my life that I get like a "do you know who I am" kind of way is when people show up whenever I'm planting wheat and they're like, "Oh, you're supposed to do this or that," and I'm like, "Oh, please tell me your studies." And wheat, agriculture, and Minecraft. Show me your work. I mean, and they're always right, you know, but they don't have the vision, right? Like they don't see what's going on. They don't get it. You understand though, Natasha. You understand. I'm a crazy person. You know, it's a totally normal thing to do. But we'll leave a little bit of flowers on this hilltop here, proving that I'm capable of restraint. Or something. We're just gonna get the grass out of the way, not because grass isn't nice. Although this could make mobs spawn there. Do we have torches? No. We have put them in a box somewhere. Which is smart. That's very good. It's always good to put your torches in a box somewhere. Rain, of course, irrigates crops. It does this not like all at one time. It's some sort of, you know, algorithmic way that it determines what happens. They don't stay fertilized like forever, but it can be a little handy. Of course, in the other world, the vast bulk of the wheat is planted in savanna biomes, where we know it does not rain. You cannot even make it rain. No matter how many dollar bills you throw at the console, it won't rain there. But when we run through the wheat seeds here, we will move on to a different endeavor, like grabbing some more, probably. I don't remember where we put the packed mud at. We'll find it. There's a limited but expanding number of places it could be, but we will reduce the list down and eventually, you know, run it to where it's supposed to be. Eventually, I believe. And if not, then I will simply make some more. I'll have to get some wheat in order to do that. I don't know how I will find the moral courage or the dedication to plant that much wheat, but I'll have to search deep within myself to find wherever those powers may lie. Like when a mutant in X-Men that's made out of ice realizes he can control ice, I'll be able to do something with wheat whenever I understand how important it is. Wheat Man. Man of wheat. Super wheat. It's funny, like this right here. For a bit, I forgot I was playing in hardcore until I noticed the armor. I'm like, yep, just doing my thing. Of course, you mustn't forget that you're really playing the real game. I mean, if I died planting a wheat field in hardcore, I would immediately get over it. I would. But I would also bring it up all the time. And I'm already, like, kinda insufferable about that sort of thing, so it's... maybe we should just live. That'll be safer. We don't wanna talk about the same thing over and over. The people wouldn't stand for it. Anyway, I'm hilarious. Enough of that. We're almost out of these wheat seeds. There are more... Pretty sure there are more. There've got to be more, but we don't need to cover the whole island now. You know, sometimes just a little bit of wheat planting at a time, you know, can invigorate the spirit and, you know, steel you for the task ahead. Now, my spirit feels all right. I didn't actually need to plant the wheat. I wanted to. No one's making me plant this wheat. You know, you might think, is this like a TV show where he's trying to send us a message, like when he eventually plants this much wheat, we'll be like, oh no, there's an asteroid headed for the Earth. Who's good enough at drilling oil to save us from this asteroid? But it's not going to happen, you know. I want to plant the wheat. It's not ominous. It's not a cry for cereal. It's a nice little island. Of course, when it's irrigated, as it is from the rain, it grows even better than normal. But I'm not going to, like, irrigate this space. This isn't, you know, a place where we're going to farm it. But after just a bit of rain, it does, you know, irrigate all of the spaces. And it's the same biome as over here. Yeah, nice. But we're just going to come down on in here. Get some wheat. Is this still growing? It's ready enough. Just spread the stacks out a little bit more. That way, if we reach a point where we're leaving a little bit of seeds on the ground or whatever, we'll still be able to pick up the wheat, and I'll just ignore the seeds. That's a thing you can do. Oh no, I'm not using the right tool. What a waste. I was hitting it with my sword. My sword of looting, not my sword of fortune. Alas, think of all the wheat seeds cast into ruin by my carelessness. It's very sad. It's very, very sad. I can't believe I would act so irresponsibly, and yet in a very real sense, that's all I can believe. Oh well. Perhaps in time I'll be forgiven. But for right now, that doesn't matter. All that matters is wheat. The mistakes of the past are, well, you know, not forgotten. I'm still talking about them, but totally irrelevant. As the seeds fill up the inventory anyway. And, yeah. We'll need to take a little stopover at the box here. You know, it's funny how much you can get of a thing in just a short amount of time. Because even that right there, I mean, that's like 3 stacks of wheat about. And we're just gonna brick it for space considerations. So we'll probably just move the hay bales out there with the mud and then turn them into the bricks, you know, as we kind of need them. Hello, Minikman. What's up? Well, we're planting wheat, but in hardcore this time. No, it's not all we're doing. We just happen to be doing it right now. It's even for a reason-ish. But yeah, we're just hanging out. How are you? Good morning. I didn't know how long I wanted to do this stream, but I was like, you know what, why not wake up, get some coffee and some Minecraft, and then think about what I want to play later on today. So I was having a super good time with Hollow Knight. I mean, at the very end, I did, like, die a couple times and lose all my money. Unimportant. I still had a good time. I was just mad. You know, but I was having a really good time with Subnautica as well. I might do that. Yes, Natasha, yes, there is a lot of seeds, and if there's that many, we should plant some. What an interesting and excellent point. I mean, are we just gonna let them languish in this box forever? How is that being a good friend to wheat? And after all, am I not? Am I not a good friend to wheat everywhere? I'm certainly not a good friend to the trees, although I should be. I did have torches in my inventory, I just didn't notice them the whole time. Oh, I didn't have torches in my inventory. I picked them up out of the field and didn't notice that I knocked them down. No, that's 19. I had them in my inventory the whole time. Reevaluate. I mean, I guess once you get fortune, even from just a couple handfuls of seeds, you could get, I mean, this pathetically small-sized field very easily. And if you grew it properly with, like, crop rotation, it wouldn't take long at all. Minigman, you say wheat field too is looking great. Well, thank you, you know. I wouldn't be able to do it without the wheat seeds. I'm really just like an instrument. You know, they are the musician bringing the wheat into the world. And I have no doubt that if the wheat could command a human body, they would do just as I do, and plant a lot more wheat. But since they can't, presumably, unless they're controlling me right now, we're going to continue doing what the wheat wants. Bringing it to all corners of the world, or at least some of the corners of the world. The world could have a lot of corners. It's probably not a square, you know. I can't prove it, but the world is probably not a square. At least one of the sides has got to be slightly longer than the other side. I've always imagined the world as sort of a flat, blunt pyramid. So I'm thinking for the Trail Ruin recreation, we use, like, you know, lots of mud bricks for the buildings, but then, like, for, like, the base layer, instead of, like, where we have the stone, just, like, packed mud for all of that. I'm gonna try at least putting some down and seeing how it looks. I think that could be good. Yeah, we'll just plant. We'll leave the flowers and plant wheat all around them. That way, mobs won't spawn out here, and the flowers can still live. What a good compromise. Sometimes it looks like there's two flowers in the same square, and then I'm always wrong. There never is. It's just from slightly far away, because they can be, here, I'll point my finger around visibly in front of my face. They can be anywhere, you know, inside of the square. The block. Of course, like, 1 square meter is rather a lot of space for a single flower. You know, they're doing alright, is what I mean to say. That's a big house for a flower. We got, what, 1 stack? Do I have more gunner? 1 stack of rockets and 15 gunpowder. It's like 100 rockets. I mean, we might as well fight through this night, too. And then probably fly out to the Trail Ruin and do a little bit of building. We'll just plant wheat all around the crafting table and the box with the wheat seeds in it, as is tradition. I think the best thing about planting wheat, this isn't going to be the best thing. One of the great things about planting wheat is how you don't even have to do it right. And then you look up and you're like, man, I just planted like 4,000 seeds. This is super excellent. Look how pretty everything is because of me. But the darkness falls, and we should be careful. I mean, the last thing you want is a creeper destroying some of our hard work. And that is the last thing we want. I would rather die in Minecraft than have a creeper blow up one of my single wheat seeds. So we should probably leave this field before that happens. Oh, that was the coolest thing I've ever done. It even worked. You know, it would have been better if we'd hit both of them, but... But we did totally do, like, a diving elytra arrow shot to pop that one creeper. You all saw it. You all saw it. You also saw me miss the first shot, but that's not an important part of the story, and you don't have to bring that up unless you feel like it. Oh no, poor monocle guy. I should go through the effort of saving one of them one of these days. I do need an achievement. Advancement, sorry, I'm always saying the wrong word. Achievements are in Bedrock, and they're, I think, permanent? And advancements are in Java, and they are game-to-game specific. Although, I do wonder if I have any advancements in a different world I don't have in this one. There might have been, like, you know, a panda breeding thing for 2x2 or whatever, but I don't think, like, any totally completed ones at this point. Ah. Yeah, because we've already got almost 30 gunpowder on this night, which is amazing. It's just real good. clean. That's like some real upper level hunter stuff. It's like you fly down, you land on top of a tree, and then you miss your first shot. Just really upper level hunter stuff. Just what a master of hunting explosive creatures would do. They would miss several times and then run up right behind them. It's just what somebody like that would do. Nice. Super nice. Hey, Chucky, how are you? Hope you're well. We are doing awesome archery. In Minecraft since 2024. That's me. Whoops. Oh, why don't I shoot at the Enderman? Come on now. There we go. You just gotta keep them in front of you. Endermen are only scary when you're in first person. It has been a little while. I hope you've been well. I've just been doing my thing, you know. Same old, same old. No, not really. I actually played a couple of new games in the last week, shockingly enough. But still the same old Minecraft hardcore world. Nothing's happened to it. Except, you know, all the things we've done. But, you know, everything is still good. Arrows, out of arrows. Got it. So you love watching hardcore playthroughs? Well, I'm glad. You know, this one's been going on far longer than I ever dared to dream. But now I just kind of figure I'm gonna live forever. But I behave as if I could die, and that's important. The sun rises. We're going to try to lay down just to, you know, get the bad dreams to go away. The bad dreams of phantoms, I wish to say. And yeah, no, we've got a lot that we're working on. Cornelius. Cornelius is such a wonderful guy. Look at him there. Look at him smiling with his little goggles on. Yeah, I guess we can just go ahead and get out. We won't need arrows where we're going. I'm like, no, we don't need to do that. We don't need to put things where they don't belong. We need to sell them to the guy that they belong to. No, I mean, some stuff, in the heat of the moment, it's okay to put, you know, like spider eyes and string and bones into chests. Alright, let's just go grab a lot of mud, and, well, we'll grab some wheat, too. And our little mud brick thing. Arrows. Yeah. We need to reposition all the cows. But you know, we've needed to change the pins for quite some time. It's anybody's guess as to whether or not it'll work out. So you might stay for a while due to the chill nature of the streams. Well, you know, you're quite welcome to. They usually don't get too unchill in tone. Though I don't always maintain my composure. I'm almost always doing Minecraft-ish. Don't bring up all the times I didn't. Alright, we're low on pork chops. Just go cook some real quick while we're worrying about all this. There might be some already cooked. There are not. Oh, they'll be done before we know it. Alright, we got our mud shulker, we got our bricks, got our bric-a-brac. Alright, what do we need? Well, theoretically, we're gonna want to be able to dye some of the stuff out there. Does that matter over much? I think not really, because we can just... just go find dyes out there if the need arises. Right? Right. You know, not ideal. Not ideal inventory management. It'll pass. It'll pass muster. Maybe. Maybe. It's really just the bundle that's in bad shape. We can clean that up before too long. We might as well do a little bit of it here. I will say bye to the boss real quick. And then get on our way. Garuda. The most fearsome crime boss in all the land. 100% of Ender Dragons slain by his hand. But we're just gonna hop on over to the Trail Ruin. And, you know, start a little bit of recreation of it. You know, we put some of the terracotta back together, but we got a whole bunch of terracotta in shulker, and we got a shulker full of mud, and, you know, we got our straw and stuff. So that'll get us enough for many hundreds of bricks and blocks, and that'll at least give us a little bit of a start. After all, it's not like a person could be expected to just plant wheat for hours on end. Who could do that? See, my favorite part about me is that I'm very funny. We'll be there very shortly. There is the pillager tower that, you know, is still kind of standing too much. Somebody should do something about that. There's kind of one brick on top of another one still. Unacceptable. I mean, as a landmark, it's fine, but for everything it represents, it must be destroyed. I mean, I'm not gonna do it like all right now. I don't feel like it. But, you know, brick by brick, little by little. Its iniquity shall be banished from the land. Thus always to our enemies, and most especially to those who imprison innocent iron golems. It's like, do you think there's enough of you? There are not. You could get 1,000 of you together, and you guys are too slow, too dumb, and too ugly. Oh, you're like, we're outside right now? Yeah, come on, come get some. Bunch of losers. Anyway, who's the pillager now? Oh, they gave you a little hat? That must be cool. That must be really nice for you. We'll tear down the rest of those bricks later. Now, with our aerodynamic arrows firmly in place, we can get back to what we came to do. A book? Oh, from the chest that we popped. Like, why should there be a book? We'll just do a little littering. Alright. So we have places where it's packed mud instead of mud bricks. I think we're gonna assume that that's flawed and just mud brick it up in those places. Cause like, why should that be one? But really it'd be better to replace that with like a completion of that glaze pattern, I think. But yeah, in general, yeah, we just need to find those places and then replace them with mud bricks for aesthetic purposes. And yeah, we'll just get to rebuilding there, and then we'll use the packed mud for sort of like, you know, around here where we put the stone bricks lower. We'll get rid of that, and we'll probably replace the stone stairs with packed mud, or the mud brick stairs, on account of their aesthetic superiority. And then in the long run, maybe get rid of like most of the cobblestone and repair it fully. But you know, little by little, we'll get to where we need to go. First, we'll put some little mossy stairs here. You never know when you'll need some. All right, we're gonna work on a lot of stuff. Let's just get our yes, first things first. Alright. Now we're good. Alright, a crafting table. We'll probably want one of those. And of course, I never ever carry wood around. Why would I? It's not like this happens to me every day. We'll just move this crafting table over here. Ridiculous behavior. But we've got our shulkers underneath there. I don't actually know if shulkers blow up in explosions. You know, they might, and then just leave the shulker box with everything in it, unlike a chest, but at least this way I won't have to worry about not noticing if a creeper blows them up. I can't lose another shulker. I don't want to go back to the end, like, ever. Like, ever. It makes me so nervous. I feel like I'm gonna fall off. I guess you could fly there. I don't know. My buddy told me that if you go too high or too low, you just immediately die. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. So, I don't know if I want to fly in the end either. You see no density, so if they're close, it probably exploded even with the water. Okay. Right, you can hit space to remember the last thing you did. Right. No, we need a stone cutter for that. But how to get a stone cutter, Precious? I don't remember how to make one. That is not how to type. An iron ingot. I probably put my iron ingot somewhere else. It's alright. We'll deal with that later. It's not important. Let's just start building. With our armor on. Like, wait, is it like... If it's enough space for them to spawn a zombie, we don't want one to be there. That would be really annoying. Maybe it'd be an average amount of annoying. Without the water would protect it? Okay, cool, cool. Maybe one day I'll learn how to draw the pictures properly. The thing with yellow is, like, once you... There we go. I'm like, it's like sort of hard to see how you're supposed to put them together in a pattern, but it's like that, you know, you can eventually get it to look pretty good for part of it, but you'll always get like one corner where it doesn't look so good, but hey, that's alright. Alright, we're probably... Because it's directional, right? So you gotta... No, not like that. Did we not have another one? I guess we didn't have another one. That's okay. Well, you know, we put the one in there. We need to get some yellow glazed terracotta. That could wait till later. We need to lay down, because if we get a creeper that blows up all of our hard work, or rather, our work, you know, then that would be just a terrible tragedy. It's so weird actually playing Minecraft after so long of not playing it. No, I mean, it's all Minecraft, but, like, actually, like, building things, you know? I don't really do that much. Whoops. Need to make bricks too. Wow, that's weird. Okay. Alright, so those blocks are bugged a little bit. This is like, yeah, okay. Curiouser and curiouser. It's like there's a stonecutter in here. No, it's a grindstone. Is there a stonecutter in here? No. It's like a cartographer table? Yeah. My right hand was not where it was supposed to be on the keyboard. I know how to type. Ah, proper stone. Well, fortunately, we've got some in a box. No, that's not it. Anyway, there you go. So when you make stairs, you always want to use a stone cutter if you care about your building materials. If it's just like, you know, I'm gonna do my thing, I don't care, because I'm making cobblestone stairs, then yeah, you know, go nuts. It doesn't matter. But if you're doing something like mud bricks that require, I mean, some amount of effort to get a hold of, then you can do them one-to-one. I hate everything. There we go. And get what you need out of the material, because you know there's plenty of stuff where you know you may not have all of the polished diorite that your heart desires, right? It's not all cobblestone, so that's just one of the ways that a stone cutter can be good. I don't know if there's other stuff that it's more efficient with. It might very well be, but you save 50% materials using a stone cutter, and there's no cost beyond building one, which, sure, like 1 unit of iron is a lot in the very early game, but why are you trying to build fancy stairs at that point anyway, right? Just jump. Just jump. I need more inventory space. The solution is what, to put mud bricks in there? I mean, it isn't. That's what we're gonna do, though. Actually, I'm really having a great time doing this because I haven't done it before. You know, I've dug out a ruin, but I never tried to, you know, recreate it the way that it was. I just like broke a bunch of the stuff and then said, I'm gonna make a museum about what I've learned about terracotta. But this is better, you know. This is a much more, I think, interesting way to do it. And some of these places might want windows. We know that these people did have windows. We found many of the artifacts. But this would be another open entrance, maybe? We'll figure it out. We should stick with what we can definitively figure out from the structure first, which is that those packed mud things want to be bricks, but they were, you know, straw limited. These fools did not plant enough wheat. You can tell by the way their architecture is. We should make proper brick ones there, but, you know, eventually. This is blue terracotta, not purple? Yeah. Oh my goodness. The spacebar technique did not work so well there. Oh, that's right. The granite indicates that a place was happening. We'll just pack some mud in there. That'll indicate nothing to me, and I'll probably break it some other day. That's okay. I mean, it's gonna be okay. And we'll just keep those chests there, sort of hidden by the mud, and we'll just remember they're there. Not the best design choice I've ever made, but I already said I was doing it on purpose, and that makes it true. We'll put a couple torches there, that way we'll be able to see it from far away. Smart. There's a window there, but we'll just break it and pretend like we didn't know it was there. So internally, these blocks don't do anything. I don't know. Right, so what's going on with the architecture of the tower? There's some bricks around it, but I feel like, look, there's no need for us to be able to actually climb up into the tower, right? Right. So we'll probably just make it a terracotta thing going up. And pretend like that's how we found it. Yeah, seems fine. Archaeology. So the roof of this one is made with stairs. Yeah, that are facing together to make a little 4-block roof, which is nice. What on earth? In my city? I had my elytra on. That could have been sketch. I still had my totem out. That's okay. Yeah, they definitely can see me, and they definitely are capable of following the path up here. Well, you know what that means. We're gonna go up in top of this tree and lay down for the night. Wait for this all to blow over in the morning. Whom? Alright, now that that's sorted out. My rockets? There's just 3 of them, but still, my rockets? Unacceptable. I never have anything I need. And I'm the only one that could feasibly be to blame. That's not true. I'll just blame my useless human body, or my useless human brain, and thus avoid all responsibility. After all, I can barely be held responsible for anything my brain decides. I mean, look at the thing. It never does anything right. You said you were looking at what people were up to the with the copper golems, which, like, so cool they're in. One of the most complex items sorted design got optimized to just a few blocks. That is awesome. That's so cool. I bet people used to spend a lot of work making those, and now they can spend all of their time doing other stuff, like traumatizing some villagers, or, you know... Alright, I shouldn't pick on people for playing smarter than I do. So you hope it makes more people try Redstone, not the first or last person to be annoyed by comparators. Yeah, it's like... The thing about, like, computer stuff is... That's the sort of thing where trying it yourself probably isn't a good solution, right? But, it's sort of all I ever did. Like, whenever I did, like, my Mountain Blade stuff, I would look, like, a couple things up, but once I, like, sort of figured out how to edit the module, I just, like, bashed at it until I came up to solutions. And, maybe I could have done a lot better and faster of a job, you know, if I had taken advantage of other people's, you know, learning and wisdom, but I've never been very good at that. But really, you know... Unlike Minecraft, where I'm very sure there are a billion tutorials out there, there may not be that many for Mountain Blade. I mean, mine is one of the ones that exists. Sometimes I think about going back to it and seeing what it's like, and I never do. I'm like, I'm sure it's just awful. I remember making it. I remember making my 2 Mountain Blade tutorials in one day with no edits. And now, 11 years later, they together have, like 80,000 views, and it just blows my mind that anyone has gone there. And I feel, like, sort of embarrassed, because I'm like, oh, man, what if people saw this and they think, like, it's gonna be a video where they can learn something because of the view count, and then it's just me rambling. I'm like, it's not really big enough inside, is it? No, it is not. You learned it mostly alone. Everyone can understand it. They just need to try. I have a fear, like feel which is just magic. Yeah, you know, that's that is very much how it can feel dealing with computers, though. It's a brick house. Hooray! Now, does it have a bed? No, but it has a door and a light, and that means that we can move people in here if we wanted. It does sort of look like a storeroom, but that is okay. After all, the beauty of the place is in the commerce. You know, the all the buildings built purposefully for the benefit of the society, and then they live in humble dwellings on the walls. I've decided this is the most logical conclusion to reach from their appearance. The packed bud is super soft. It just like falls apart under the touch of the pickaxe. It's like as soft as netherrack is. I believe those stone bricks are mostly, you know, artificial artifacts. Ones that I put in to try to make it look fine. So we're just gonna packed mud this up here. Zombies in my deserted temple? I never! Thought it was phantoms for a second, but I think it's just the song. Okay. Oh, the shulker can't open because that's in front of it. And I guess that one's facing down and that one is facing forward. So it twirls like so. I see. Didn't know that was a thing. Now I do. I think a lot of what turns people off of Redstone is not that it's magic, but that it is math. And a lot of people are very intimidated by things that are represented mathematically. Whereas I'm not exactly, I just don't care. I could learn it. Like, I just don't think it's interesting. I like words. They're what I'm good at. I flatter myself that I am anyway. Alright, so this is white terracotta. I don't think there's actually any base terracotta in this whole joint, is there? Right there? No, that's a light gray also, yeah. Well, we've got all that we need to dye some. We'll just, we'll worry about that later. We've done some good work here. We've got our shulkers sorted out. We've grabbed them. We'll take all the spruce saplings with us. I mean, why not? Yep, it won't be long now. It already is looking like, I think, very nice. Oh, I thought I had it. Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. The packed mud underneath it, especially since it's just like a couple of rows of it, it really, like, I think accentuates a lot of it well. You know, when it's too many rows of just the mud, like over there, it gets sort of, you know, samey. But we can also work on that, you know, more buildings or whatever. But I think as a base layer, coming away from it in the sort of stair steps, I think it's very nice. Yeah. Good stuff. See, not even the math. People just let multiple verses take a big part. If you just care about making the minigames, you don't care about the Farm Zero? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think probably a lot of people just get caught up on maybe trying to do things perfectly. I know I have that problem, right? You know, just like, because learning can be a very frustrating experience, right? Depending on how you feel about how things are going. Give a pork chop to Indiana. He's a good old dog. Before too long, the archaeological site will be a town again, and Indiana will be the wise professor in charge of all of it. He's a good dog. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about, like, the future of that trail ruin. I think, like, in the semi-long term, I think, like, how we're working it with the mud underneath it and, like, the recreation of it, I think it's gonna look pretty cool. And then once we finish it up, we'll barely ever go around, but I mean, hey, that's the point of a build, right? You know, you don't do it so you can sit there forever. What's down here? Oh, right, it's just this boring thing. I remember now. Because you've got, like, the Pirates Cove there. Which we need to build a big ol' shipyard. That's what we need. We need to learn to build a boat. Oh, man. It's gonna be over whenever I start building boats. Just very slowly. Very slowly building bigger and bigger and bigger boats. I can see it now. So what we're doing here is we're about to expand the pig area. Villagers delight in falling into your animal pens. Like, to them, falling into an animal pen would be better than being a gangster or the President of the United States. Like, there's nothing in the world they like better. Oh, no, 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 no. Get back in there. Okay, they're sort of blocked from it. Alright, I'm like, all of you that try to step into this gap will be slain. I don't know what they thought they were gonna pull. Alright, where's my carpet? I did not pick up the carpet. Did we not break the carpet? There we go. There we go. Now, with this much larger fence, we'll be able to fit so many more pigs. At the end, it looks exactly the same. Yep. You're like, oh, you made a larger pig pen? I'm like, yes, I did. Several times, you can tell. Look at the humane conditions. Look how pleased they are. Look how much space they all possess. I'm a bad person. Hello, Thomas Beck. Yes, indeed. Minceraft. This is my hardcore world. It is day 642. And we are mending our pickaxe. Other people have their own ways of experience farms. I have the Field of Pigs. Give a nice cooked pork chop to Hank the cow dog. He's a good cow dog. Everybody knows that about him. 642, affirmative. And every single one of them streamed on YouTube. You can watch the whole world unfold from the beginning to this very moment. And all of it recorded live. Unless I'm a robot. Yep, I've been playing Minecraft for a year and 2 weeks total. This world, I think it started in like November of last year or something. But yeah, day 642 for a total of 7.2 human days played. Of course, a lot of the days of Minecraft, half of it you sleep, you know, so if you don't look into the statistics, yeah. Yeah, it's not like the hardcore playlist is all of the hardcore videos ever, but yeah, so it includes even the very early ones where I didn't live at all. The very start of the playlist is like videos I didn't start streaming until like a little ways into my YouTube thing, you know, like after 10 years of YouTube I started streaming things. But yeah, yeah, you might find something there you like. It's possible. You know, it'll at least be illuminating as a glimpse into my madness. There's also Wheat. That's in a whole different playlist. That one's called Wheat. But yep, I very frequently play Minecraft. It's my most played game this time around on YouTube, although, you know, 10 years ago, whenever I was making videos, it was all Mount & Blade Warband. Minecraft was out then, I just didn't play it, you know. I should have done. Oh, man. I could have lived for like 10,000 days, you know, if I had played Minecraft then. I think people told me to play it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing my thing here. You know, I bet if I had made Minecraft videos 10 years ago, I would have 10 or even 12 more people watching. No, I'm a big weirdo. I'll never get famous, that's okay. That's not the goal. I just have a really good time doing this, and I'm happy to share my hobby with others. Yes, hardcore Wheat. Well, I mean, that's already kind of happening, isn't it? It's like we were going to end, but we might as well. I mean, look at our little island of Wheat here. It's not taken over the whole island yet, but it's already half done. I mean, that's pathetic. Where will the wheat go to next? This little thing, you know? Because we were growing some in the nether. That would be very humorous, but we would have to put them down. Hi for copper golems. I don't know anything about what they do besides that they function very, you know, cool. So yes, I am excited. If they make sorting simpler, so the worst thing for me in the whole world is inventory management. So if they can make that easier, then I'll definitely look forward to that. Good old Cornelius. Moosha Smalls! Baby Moosh! The Mooshes are my favorite. I mean, all the members of the crime family are very important, but I love the Mooshes so dearly. Good old Doug. Doug's a good dog. Yeah, you know, actually doing it in the nether does sound excellent. Because instead of a nether highway like I was building in the dumb way... What's wrong? I should have built a highway of wheat that would guide me anywhere that I needed to go. Fill in the lake of fire, create a lake of wheat instead. You know, the nether would be healed. Good old seed for Garuda. Well, you guys know what time it is. We're coming to the end of the stream. I'm gonna get something to eat, and then, you know, I'm off today. I think I have some family coming to town, but, you know, me being me, it's not like I'm gonna, like, talk to them the whole time. But, anyway. A pet for Bella. A pet for Atropa. The blade in the dark. And now, I have Elytra. Oh, yes. Yes, we killed the Ender Dragon. It was before day 100. I forget exactly when. I believe it was before day 100. We killed him before we even built the house. Because I didn't know if it, or her. I think the Ender Dragon's a lady. Yeah. We've got the Elytra. It is day 642. We have done many of the things. We don't have all the advancements. But... Nice cat. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, the crime family is very important. Oh, no, Garuda's stuck? Garuda, get out of there. Silly old boy. The boss is stuck entirely under the stairs. Anyway. Hello to the new people. Unfortunately, you've caught us at the end of the stream, but I invite you to watch any new ones, or any of the old ones if you want to see how we got here. Today, 642. But as for now, I invite you to sit, stand, or kneel for the playing of the national anthem, Pig Step by Lena Raine. Lucas having a party. We're all having a party. It's a good old time. Come here, Garuda. Receive your tribute. Garuda the boss. Luca the muscle. Bella Consigliere. Together we are the Dark Oak crime family. I do need to fix the stairs. We need 3 staircases. Next video. Alright, next video. The next Minecraft video, we're fixing the staircases. 1 staircase just going up, another even longer going down, and 1 more that leads nowhere just for show. Thomas, you asked when the next session of Hollow Knight will be? Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe today. If not today, probably like Sunday or something. I'm a cook by profession, so I work the weekends and such, and nights typically. But I am off today, so that's why I'm streaming here in the morning time. On an ordinary day, I would usually be at work by this hour. It just depends, you know. The life of a cook is full of uncertainty. The only thing that's certain is that you are going to be hot at work. But we could play Hollow Knight today. I might play Subnautica. I've got like a few different games that I juggle, and I usually don't know what I'm going to do until like 10 minutes before I do it. I'm not really a planner. Such a fun song. It's alright that I almost died getting it. But yeah, I should be back on in an hour or 2, maybe less. Unless I, take a midday nap. It's a little early for that though. But the rain falls. Garuda feasts. And once more we lay down on the bed. The dawn breaks. It is a new day in Minecraft. Day 643. Man, we'll be at 700 before we know it. And then to the moon. But anyway, that's all I've got for you right now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Nice to see you again, Thomas. Maybe we'll play some Hollow Knight. Insights of Infinity. Thank you for hanging out. And Natasha, so good to see you, of course. But yeah, maybe I'll catch y'all in a later stream or video, and stay excellent and all of that. And that's all I've got for you right now. Goodbye, guys.